Women who don't contribute, who think all their money is to beauty and hairstyles and clothes and it's only the husband who contributes. That's not love. It's quiet now. It's unfair that a woman is working and the man is working, but the man's money is the one that does everything. When you get money, it doesn't contribute into the house. It buys clothes and other things, only your own things. You are out of order. A Proverbs 31 woman contributes towards the household. I'm helping someone. I know men are struggling with this, but they can't talk about it. To say, Langudla. Boom, make it irang. Our man is a provider. On a scripture, there's no scripture. Where it says man is a provider. To who? To who? It's a single incident, and it doesn't say men are. There's a difference between you are and you must. You must, you are doing something. You are something else. That's why when men lose their jobs, their egos are bruised and they feel they are no longer men, because we have given them a label where you are a provider. Now tell me, if I'm earning 2,000 and my wife is earning 100,000, how am I a provider? I'm coming to you. How am I a provider? So I'm saying, there's no scripture that puts a label on a man. And okay, because let's go to scripture. You love scripture. Let me interpret that scripture for you. In those days, now I'm bringing the context of that scripture. In those days, women were not allowed to work. I want you to listen clearly. Women were not allowed to work. So if you were not working, you were taken to prostitution. So that's the only way a woman could make money in that dispensation. So if a man was not providing for a woman, so there was no way a woman could survive except to go to prostitution. And that's what also brought the element of polygamy. Because women could not work, so they would cling to one man to do what? To provide for them. But today you can provide for yourself. Fakir, you're working. Hey. So you can't pull that context where women were not working and you want to bring it here where you are working and you are even earning more than your man. So it's a cultural thing. It's not the scripture that says a man is a provider. If a man is labeled a provider, then God is supposed to make sure that all men earn more than their woman. And he must not bless the woman. He must make sure the women are not blessed and only bless the men so that they become providers. And he must make sure that men don't lose their jobs. Because if I have lost my job and I'm not working, my wife is working, how am I a provider? What am I providing? Because I know mostly you're speaking about money. So stop it. And scripture interprets scripture. So don't take one scripture and run with it. Read Proverbs 31. It talks about a woman who provides. And this man is known because of this woman. This woman is a businesswoman. I mean, she's selling expensive cloth and all that stuff. She's doing all the good works. But we cannot say women are providers because there is Proverbs 31. So when you read the Bible, read it in the whole context of the Bible. Scripture interpreting scripture. Don't run with one scripture. Read at the events, whole events, and understand the context of the time. Understand the context. I'll give you an example. Paul says women must not preach. Do you agree with it? Why? Okay, why? Why? Do you agree with it, bomme? Re tlosa bomme bo botle ba ne ba rera le mo di ntweng tsa bomme le tlo rerela ke bontate. No, that's what Paul says. Says women must not come to the pulpit and preach. So if we take that and not get other scriptures to interpret that scripture, we are running with it alone. And sometimes that ke ka mokgwa re se berekisang ho kapa batho, re kapa batho ka scripture. I'll pull another scripture. Women, do not braid your hair. So I'm pulling another scripture. Women, don't braid your hair. And it says Christian women, no makeup, no lipstick. And they must always cover their hair. Ha! Come on. I can't remember the scriptures. And it says, women must not wear a man's. Marle ya go nna le phula provider. Ka mo apere boruku.